Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sample platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sample platter review series videos I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about the stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that, time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. Kettle chips for breakfast? Sure, why not, I guess. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's a super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm going to yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when I'm inside the truck and I'm wearing grody work clothes, that means I was on my way home from work and I found some shit to review for you. And yes, that's absolutely the case today. Yeah, I went over there, got off work a little while ago, and I decided, originally I was just going to hit up, some fast food on the way home, but I was like, you know what, man, I'm going to hit up a gas station, I like to peruse around gas stations. I get a lot of good items for reviews there, and I decided to hit up a Thornton's, because it'd been a little bit since I'd been to the Thornton's, and I like Thornton's for the most part, and then on top of that, sometimes they come out with new food items that are interesting. So I'm over there and I'm looking around. They had a hot honey chicken and waffle breakfast sandwich. I reviewed it. They had some other stuff, different things. And then I went over there and they had like these little packs of something. I'm like, what the fuck is that? So I go over there and I see it. And what is it, folks? Well, it happens to be, boom, it's Kettle chips from Thornton's. These are their new Supreme Toasted Kettle chips because I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I mean, it's not uncalled, or unheard of, rather, for gas station chains to have their own chips, like that 7-Eleven does, but not like in this format. Not in like we actually made these ourselves kind of thing. Sure, man, there's like no branding on it or whatever, but, works for me. Refer to them as Seasoned Chips Illinois. And as far as I can tell, I think they're just, got a little salt, a little pepper maybe. Let's kind of get a thing for the thing if we can. I don't know if we'll be able to make this look sexy, but something like that. Ha 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 ha! Let's try out some gas station kettle chips. Ooh. That's a good kettle chip. That's a damn good kettle chip. Wow, man. I didn't expect them to be that punchy with flavor. Because like I've had fresh kettle chips and stuff like that. Like sometimes you go out to fairs and stuff. Usually they're kind of weak because like they're just made right there with whatever seasoning, But these, no, man. It's definitely, I think, just salt and pepper. But, really, really flavorful. Really punchy. And the texture on them is, honestly, just kind of perfect for what you want out of a kettle chip. It's got that nice, just super crunchy. You bite into it. Just get that... It's really good, man. I honestly figured these were going to be kind of a throwaway review. They're like, what the fuck ever, but... These are actually pretty proper. Although I will say, and this is something that you run into with, again, with kettle chips from fairs and stuff like that. Consistency. First chip, super flavorful. Lots of salt, lots of pepper. Almost too flavorful. But, really good. Second one, nowhere near as flavorful. Not as seasoned as much. You lose out on consistency. When you have the homemade ones. But luckily, the chips themselves are actually just really tasty anyway. But they're definitely better with the full seasoning effect. I really like what they did, with the pepper on it. Because it's got a little harshness to it, And you don't think about it too much, but pepper, It's got some bite to it. If you really let it do its thing, it can have a little heat. It can, really kind of wake you up a little bit. And that's kind of what it is with this. Like, they definitely let the pepper do its thing. And almost has a little bit of a heat to it. Kind of chip to chip. The first one had it more than any of the other ones that I've had so far. But like, that pepper flavor is really nice, man. That's really good. Like, these are proper. These are, like, I've had way worse kettle chips than this in my life. And it goes to show, I mean, if you got good kettle chips, you don't need to be crazy with the seasoning, just let the chips do what they need to, put some tasty shit on there, some salt, some pepper. Bob's your uncle, that's a good time. I have an Uncle Bob. He's my uncle. Yeah, man, I like these. The chips themselves, even, like I said, even if you get one that's not as seasoned, it's still really nice and flavorful. Like, these are really good kettle chips. Especially for something where I was just like, what the fuck ever, gas station kettle chips. These are really tasty. Like, I like these a lot. But they are very salty. Luckily for me, I've got Boom Pepsi Soda Shop made with real sugar. I just reviewed this. Go watch that review. Oh, man. Nice salty kettle chips with some nice sugary cola. That's America right there. But, 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get the chips again? Would I recommend them? I'm going to go with yes and yes. Like, genuinely, I didn't expect that. I was really just like, they're going to be what the fuck ever, and, whatever. Chips are chips. I like chips. I didn't expect them to be bad, but I didn't expect much from them. They definitely well exceeded my expectations. Like, they're really flavorful. They have a really nice texture and consistency. The only issue that you do run into is, again, just, some are going to be a little bit more flavored than others. It's got that whole thing going on. But I would say overall, the seasoning was really good on all of them. Not as much as that first one. That one really had all the fucking pepper. But I think, yeah, just salt and pepper, it's really good. I liked them, and I wouldn't go out of my way to get them again. But I was stopping off at a Thornton's, which I've been known to do time to time. I would get them again. And by that same token, if I'm recommending them, I don't think that you should make them a destination. But I think that, if you're going to a Thornton's anyway, or if you happen to be nearby one or whatever, and maybe you got a little bit of a salty craving, you could do so much worse. You could do so much worse than these. And considering that, at least where I'm at, yeah, kettle chips are around. They're not, like, exactly super hard to find. But they're obviously not, like, the majority of chips that you're going to get. So, I think these are nice as a gas station kettle chip option. Anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week, mighty rest of the month, stupendous rest of the year. Folks, you go over there, have yourselves a truly kettle chip-tastic rest of your life. Because, again, kettle chips are just really good. Some people are like, burr, kettle chips. Burr on you and your burr kettle chips. Keep your peasant ass away from my delicious chips. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity to the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do it all the time, I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important that we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, the thing for me, as soon as I'm done here, normally I would just go and crash and be super sleepy, Brandon, but then it's like, I got chores I gotta do. So when I get done from here, I gotta go over there. It's Friday, so I gotta make sure I take out the trash, and empty out the cat litter box because I had been letting that go, and the cat's all getting pissed at me, and it's like, I know I suck. We'll get it taken care of. My cat loves me. But at a certain point, she's definitely just like, if you let it go much longer, I'm just gonna start pooping where I need to poop. And it's like, fair enough, cat, fair enough. I've just been lazy. I've been under the weather, and I injured myself, and I'm lazy, to be fair. But hopefully, you don't have to do a shitload of chores, or hopefully, if you do, you're the type of person who likes chores. If you are the type of person who likes doing chores, and if you would like to enter into some sort of domestic relationship with me, that'd be great. Oh, I'd have all kinds of things that you could do, because I'm a lazy piece of shit. But to be fair, I paid the bills and stuff, so it's got to be worth something, right? Anyway, bye.